Okay, here we're going to have some, we have a polynomial. We're going to multiply it by a monomial, but this time we have more than just one variable. So we have a couple of different letters in our expression here. So again, let's go ahead and take a look. I have a binomial here, and I have a monomial here. And what I want to do is I want to switch things around because I kind of like to have my monomial out front. So I'm going to have 4a to the 5th times b, and I'm going to multiply that by 5a cubed b to the 6th minus 7b squared. And I'm going to take this monomial and I'm going to multiply it to each term inside my binomial. So if you notice the terms, this is a string of multiplication here, and then I have a subtraction, and then I have another term right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and write it out before we simplify. And again, as you get more and more practice, you'll be able to see these things and work them out a little bit more quickly without taking every step. But for now, let's just be careful to keep track of what we're doing. Okay, so we have 4a to the 5th times b. And remember, if this b doesn't have an exponent, I'm just going to remind myself that it has an exponent of 1. Times the first term of my binomial. So that's going to be times 5a cubed b to the 6th. Alright, so I did this first one. Now I'm going to subtract, because I had a subtraction. And I have 4a to the 5th times b. Again, I'm going to remind myself that it has a 1 there. Times 7b squared. Okay? So now let's go ahead and simplify each one of these terms. I have 4 times 5 gives me 20. And I'm going to group my variable parts together. So I have a to the 5th, a cubed, b to the 1, b to the 6th, minus, and I have this group here, so I have a 28. 4 times 7 is 28. A to the 5th, this guy doesn't have an a variable, but I have b to the 1, b squared. So let's go ahead and we'll simplify this to 20. Here is a to the 8th. 5 plus 3 is 8. b, 1 plus 6, b to the 7th, minus 28. Then I have a to the 5th. I don't have anything else, but I have b to the 3rd. So now that's as simplified as I can get. Look, the variable parts are not alike. Right here I have an a to the 8th, b to the 7th. Here I have an a to the 5th, b to the 3rd. These variable parts are not alike, so this is as simplified as it gets. Okay, let's try one more. Here I have 3 terms, and again I see this is my monomial on the outside, so that's going to go to each term on the inside. So let's write it out. I have 2x to the 5th y times my first term, which is 6x squared, plus I have another 2x to the 5th y to my second term, which is 9x cubed y to the 4th, minus, again I have 2x to the 5th y times 7y to the 4th. Okay, so we'll go ahead and simplify. I have 2 times 6 gives me 12. I have x to the 5th times x squared y, right, plus I have 2 times 9 gives me 18, x to the 5th times x cubed, y, I'm going to remind myself that if it doesn't have an exponent, the exponent is 1, y to the 4th, minus, this is my last term, 2 times 7 gives me 14, x to the 5th, again I have a y to the 1, so I have y to the 1 times y to the 4th. So now if I simplify everything, I have 12. These have like bases, x to the 5 plus 2, which is 7, y, plus 18. I have x5 plus 3 is 8, and then I have a y1, y to the 4th is y to the 5th, and then finally minus, this is just a 14x to the 5th, and I have a y to the 1, y to the 4th again, so I have y to the 5th. And that's as simplified as it gets. If you look at the variable parts, I have this. I have an x to the 7th, y. I have a x to the 8th, y to the 5th. Those are different, right? And I have an x to the 5th, y to the 5th. So those are different too. So that's as simplified as it gets.